What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and wow, we just had a crazy liquidation event, a crash in the crypto markets. Guys, this has been pretty crazy. In this video, I just want to give you guys a quick update, exactly the impact this is having on the charts, if anything's been invalidated, if we need to worry about anything, what I think is going to happen in the coming weeks. You guys are definitely going to want to see this, especially if you're concerned about the price action we're seeing right now. Guys, if you're new to this channel or you come here all the time, make sure you like the video down below and subscribe to my channel. It's going to help me out so much in the YouTube algorithm and help more people like you see this video. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoy this update, and let's jump right into it. Alrighty, guys, well, I hope you don't mind, but I have to be a little quiet here. I got some people sleeping, so for this update I gotta keep a low voice, but I wanted to get you guys this information because I know this recent price action might be a little scary to some people, but I really just want to break it down and show you guys exactly what we need to see happen to recover out of this. The first chart I really want to get into is just this XRP symmetrical triangle chart we've been watching. As we can see, XRP totally reacted to the zone we've been watching. It just wasn't the reaction we wanted. We were hoping XRP would make a pump into this top send-off region right here, exactly like we saw back here, which caused the massive parabolic rally. Instead, we dumped out of this ascending channel and are now wicking down below to this bottom resistance line. This is not something we expected to happen, but nevertheless, we really couldn't control it. And the real reason is because if we look at the culprits for why this is happening, it's really because of Bitcoin and Ethereum. What we can see right now in Bitcoin is we are retesting its breakout of its all-time high. Currently, we are holding very well, and as long as Bitcoin is able to stay above this region right here, then this is actually a very bullish scenario. Typically, when charts break past their all-time high, they come back and retest it to confirm it as support. That's exactly what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin, and also what we're seeing with Ethereum. We can see Ethereum coming all the way down here, and maybe it will sell off a little more and retesting its all-time high. Ultimately, this is something that we could have expected to happen. It doesn't always happen, but it is something that is pretty typical in these markets. As long as Bitcoin and Ethereum are able to stay relatively above these zones, I really don't think it's much to worry about, and I think it's one of the massive reasons we see this XRP price selling off right now. I think it has very little to do with the XRP technicals itself, and is really just because the rest of the market's dumping, and very recently XRP and other altcoins have been heavily correlated with what Bitcoin and Ethereum have been doing. Therefore, when they decided to pull back and retest their all-time highs, we are bound to see it in other charts, even if it's not directly related to the formations we've been seeing playing out in XRP. I'm going to tell you guys right now that while this is not necessarily something we wanted to see, it can still be very easy for XRP to recover. Right now we're looking at the daily candles, and a perfect way for XRP to just delete this price action would be for tomorrow if we rally back into this region right here, and this just turned into a massive wick. If we take a look right here and zoom in, we can see that this has happened before, and just because this candle's full body is below this wedge right now, we know that it could very easily wick up very quickly, and all this price action could be deleted, and before we even know it, we could be right back into this launch zone. With that said, it has been very bearish so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we continue to sell off. What I would be looking for is that worst case scenario for us to be held by this bottom support line right back here. I really do think we will not come close to below that, and I have a feeling this might be the worst of it right here. But even so, we do want to make sure that XRP continues to move back into this ascending channel towards the end of the week. Hopefully this is the worst of the price action, but it would be extremely bullish if XRP could very quickly wick back up into this region. With that being said, if it doesn't, we would be looking for the next couple days for it to slowly work into this region. The next chart I want to show you is a different symmetrical triangle we've been drawing, and we can see that the price is reacting to this chart in a different way, but also very interesting. We can see we fell back below this bottom well, was support for a little bit, but now it's become resistance again. It was essentially the top of the symmetrical triangle. We just now wicked below it and are now trading below the top of this symmetrical triangle. Kind of took us a while to break this resistance. We thought we were finding as support. It turns out it wasn't support. We fell all the way back through it, and now are getting caught by this accumulation region right here. Exactly like in the other chart, it would be extremely bullish if we were able to wick back up above this, and this just turned into a massive wick and close a daily candle above this support line. Now, that might just be hopeful. It's hard to say if that's going to happen. We're going to have to see what plays out in tomorrow and what plays out in the coming days. But either way, things are not invalidated because we are still looking very good and still in this symmetrical triangle at the worst. We know when XRP breaks out of these triangles, the price gets very explosive. And despite the fact that in the short term, we are back in it and it's an annoyance we're going to have to deal with, at the end of the day, we are not breaking below it. There's nothing bad happening, so it's really not too bad. I think a very good story is told when we take a look at the weekly chart, and I think this really tells us a lot. If we take a look at the weekly chart, we could really see that not much has really happened. We're really just coming back to this bottom support line and retesting it. It looks like we're bouncing off it pretty nicely, and I would be happy as long as we don't fall behind this line. Ultimately, it looks like the sell-off right now is responding well to the accumulation regions below it and the support regions on the weekly. I don't think this sell-off will fall below any of the regions we're watching, and while it is not the best signal for the charts we've been watching, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can control when Bitcoin and Ethereum cause a massive sell-off in the market. They will bring the whole market down no matter what's happening with the individual assets themselves, and that's really the saving grace of this sell-off. It's not something that's only happening in XRP, and therefore it was really out of its control in order to maintain inside of this channel. If Bitcoin and Ethereum took a massive dump, this was always going to happen, and something that was out of our control. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because we are still bullish in these symmetrical triangles, and we know XRP is extremely undervalued in the market. XRP is going to get moving, but it really needs to reestablish itself and stop falling from the sky like it currently is. The best thing I can tell you guys is that despite this negative price action right now, we have seen it a lot in the past, and XRP does tend to wick back up and just completely delete all this negative price action. I personally am going to be using this as a buying opportunity. I think it's one of the last times you can really accumulate some nice cheap XRP. The price is still pretty decent, and we're pretty close to the bottom of this accumulation region right here, where I tend to enjoy buying some XRP because typically the price doesn't stay down here for very long. We know we're coming to the end of these symmetrical triangles and expecting some very bullish price action, so I'm not in the least bit worried. I think we have a massive rally ahead of us. This is something that was out of XRP's control. It's just some bearish price action coming from Bitcoin and Ethereum retesting their all-time highs. I don't think it's a big deal. I think this week could turn around very quickly, and we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm going to keep you guys updated. I hope you enjoyed this update I brought you right now. I had to give it to you guys. The price action's scary. I don't want anyone to panic. I want you guys to feel confident, and I want you to know that although it looks bad on the daily, when you zoom out and take a look at everything, it doesn't look that bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and like the video down below. And for now, Mickle out.